Ask me how long it took me to get this video done. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Jidenna on my mom's channel. We finna get lit. Let's get into it. Bam. I don't know what he did, but I hope it was good. Okay, so what's up, YouTube? It's been, don't know how long since I've been on here, but we're back. We're here. We're gonna do this on a consistent basis. And that's how 2021 is going to be set. And that's how we're going to keep it stamped and delivered. So, something that I should have done probably 3 months ago, because he is now 3 months, is my labor and delivery questionnaire. I am so sorry that it took me forever to actually get this video done and posted. 2020 just wasn't the year. Like at all. Like I just didn't want to do anything. My motivation was literally down the toilet. So we're in 2021. We have commitments. We have resolutions that we want to make and commit to and be consistent with, because that's what 2021 is about, right, Jew? I promise you he wants to say something. He be talking all the time. Don't let this silence fool you. So we're going to try to keep this video quick. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do these videos in one take. If I mess up, I mess up. That it is what it is. Because we're not perfect. And that's been my issue with editing, is I've been trying to make it perfect. And I have to admit to myself that I'm not perfect. So let's get into it. Right, you? I don't know why you breathing heavy like you fat or something. I'm gonna need you to chill. Okay, so question number 1 is one thing they didn't tell you about pregnancy. The one thing they did not tell me is about the process after the pregnancy. Did you have something to say? Oh, I thought so. Anywho, so they didn't tell me about this process afterwards. When I tell you I was on the toilet, this may be TMI, but it is what it is. That's mother's life for you. When I was on the toilet, I was struggling to pee for the first time. Now, mind you, I had to get a C-section, so they had to put a catheter in. So my body was already just doing what it does on its own. But now my brain having to tell my body to do something, it was an absolute struggle. I was near tears, because I'm like, I don't understand why it's not working. Why is it not working? Like, I was seriously confused. To the point to where, like, my mother was at the door, and I was like, Mom, do anything to make me laugh. Like, just make me laugh. Because you know sometimes when you laugh and, like, you pee a little bit, that's what I was hoping would happen. Nothing. She wasn't even funny. Like, she was laughing more than I was. Like, Mom, you're not doing it. So, like, I'm sitting here on the toilet watching videos on YouTube. I'm doing just about everything, and it wasn't working. It literally was, it was to a point to where, like, I had to literally, I had to progress through that process. So that's one thing they didn't tell me. Who is your support person? Kind of already told you, but it was my mother. God bless my mom for being in that room with me. Not that I was like a terror or anything. She was honestly more terrified than I was throughout the whole process. So, but thank you, Mom. I love you so much for being in that room with me. I don't know if I'd have got through it without you. And that's on real talk. The next question for the video is epidural. Yes, I got an epidural. I took every drug they gave me. Absolutely. What's that? You wanted to give it to me? Go on and give it to me. I don't even know what it is. That's how I was. I didn't want to feel 1 ounce of pain, and I didn't. Maybe for probably about 10, 15 minutes. We'll say 20 minutes out of the entire time I was in the hospital, I felt pain. 20 minutes. And it wasn't even anything excruciating. So those women who do it without epidural, women who do it without drugs, all the praise goes to y'all, because no, I wasn't in a space to where I could take pain like that. So real props to y'all, that they super women out here. But yes, I got an epidural, and it was kind of interesting because when they tell you to be still during the process, I can understand how much of a struggle it is for women who are contracting. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, I wasn't contracting, or at least I didn't feel like I was contracting. So when they did it, I could understand how strugglesome it could be to stay still. And I literally felt that needle touch my spine. It wasn't a painful feeling, but it was hella uncomfortable because you've never felt that before. Like, why are you touching my bones, my guy? What you doing? I understood that. So, yes, epidural. How's breastfeeding? I breastfed for the first month and a half. And that's just because I had went back to work at the time, full time. So I was working 40 hours a week, and it was just started to be added pressure on me to try to breast pump at work, and then breastfeed him when I had him, and then also pump so that I could store. I wasn't producing enough for all that. I mean, maybe the first day, you know, when my milk first came in and I literally had bowling balls attached to my chest, sure, maybe I probably had enough milk then. But as women, you know, our supply kind of goes along to how much he feeds. And because he was feeding on a certain type of like consistency, I'll say, I wasn't producing enough to do all that extra stuff. And then when I went and tried to get some, you know, like lactation tea, lactation cookies, the lollipops that everybody was telling me about, the first day that I brought this tea to work with me, it spilled all over my bag. And to me, I'm big on signs, and that was a sign to me. I had to chill out. I was stressing myself out over it. I was trying to rush after work to pick him up so that I could feed him, because it was just too much. I was putting stress on myself, and I was stressing enough. So, no ma'am, not for me. But I mean, he's doing a whole lot. He did a whole lot better on formula. So I'm not mad. He was happy. I was happy. Anybody who was upset about it, that's their business. How do you feel the moment when you seen him? How did I feel the moment I saw you, Jubaloo? I was high. Let's start there. I was high on all of the medicines, but I was super excited. I saw his little wiggly face, and he was crying, and I just looked up at him like that because, you know, he was inside of me for 9 months, and now he's out. Like, look at this face. Tell me you don't like this face. Tell me you don't like this face. He's just so cute. I could not. Okay, next one. Does it hurt? Like I said, my situation was slightly different. I was induced. I went into the hospital with zero, what's the word? Damn it. I went in with zero start to the process of labor. I wasn't contracting. My plug never came out. I wasn't dilated. None of that. Like, my water didn't break. Nothing happened to me. So I came in literally like a regular day. So they had to jumpstart my body into it. And I was getting drugs from the moment I stepped into the room. I said, you can give me everything you want. Everything. All of it. And I felt nothing. Bless him. I didn't feel anything, so that's a blessing in itself. But like I said, I did feel probably about 15 to 20 minutes of pain, and 10 minutes of those pains were probably in the operating room when they had done the C-section, and that other bit of time was when they had cranked up my Pitocin, and I did start to feel the contractions like ever so slightly. Like, it wasn't anything wicked, but I did feel them consistently, and like, I don't want to say I was crawling out of the bed, but it's like, because of the fact that I was in this sitting position and I couldn't move, my body just needed some form of way to move in order for me to feel better, and I couldn't. So that, if anything, that was painful to me because I was just chilling there with the pain, you know? So that's that. My pain level. I guess we'll go according to when they pulled him out, because I did feel that. Not in any kind of like painful way in a sense, but it was serious pressure, like wicked pressure. And I would say that pain level is probably about a 5. But like I said, I was drugged up the whole time, so I didn't really get to feel everything that a lot of people feel. How long was your labor? I'm trying to think on like, am I supposed to go according to like when they started me on all this stuff to get the contractions going, or when they broke my water? Because I know when you break your water, you're in active labor. So let's just go according to that. And if that's the case, then I was in labor for like 14 to 16 hours because they broke my water like the day before, and they were hoping that that would help push my body into, you know, getting closer to 10 centimeters. But unfortunately, my body stopped dilating at 6. So the universe just was against me in 2020 and everything. Let's see. What would you have brought or left home? I probably would have left home. I don't think I would have left anything home. Like, I brought the, well, let's just go to say I didn't plan to have a C-section, so I probably could have left home more pants and brought more like sweats, because it was a no for me. And I probably would have brought nipple butter, because y'all don't know why that's a thing. Like, please keep your nipples moist. How long were you in the hospital? I went in on Saturday and I left the hospital on Wednesday. So I was in there for, what's that, 5 days? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I was in there for 5 days. Look at me doing math on the spot. Math on the spot. He like, Mom, chill. Okay, I'm chilling. And last question. What was the scariest part? The scariest part was actually sitting for 2 hours thinking if I wanted to continue to try to dilate or if I wanted to just jump for the C-section, because I didn't have time. There was just, my body, I maxed out on Pitocin. I was just sitting at 6 centimeters. Nothing was happening. So they said, we'll give it 2 hours, see what happens. And if nothing, we'll do the C-section. So I sat there and had to think about that. So that was a struggle in itself. But that, if anything, was scary, because I've never had any major surgeries. I've never been in the hospital that long. Yeah, so if anything, just the thought of them cutting me open, like through like 3 different layers of my body, was the scary part. So there's that. But I mean, no knock to anybody who does that on a regular. All right, chill out, we're done. Anywho, so he's getting fussy now. But finally, I made the video. I'm going to be more consistent with my videos now, guys. Like I said, 2020 just ended. Alright, so unfortunately my camera died, but we're just gonna finish out on the cell phone. He's real sick of me, I promise y'all. Anywho, like I was saying, I'm gonna be more consistent with the videos now. We gotta just commit to the things that we said we were gonna commit to and keep it at that. Keep it 100. So, without further ado, you're not really gonna see too much mommy vlogs anymore. The vlogs now are gonna be about me, because I'm no longer pregnant. Mind your business. Anywho, the vlog's not gonna be so much more about mommy vlogs. I'm gonna do more stuff that I wanted to do beforehand. So stay tuned. Come on with your breathing. Goodness gracious. Anywho, so without further ado, Essanyi is out, Juju is out, and we will see you guys in the next video.